Welcome to the Common Education Data Standards tutorial series, Connect Module 1, Creating a Connection Manually, Part 2.
We will first discuss how to add data elements to a connection in the CEDS Connect tool. Now that you have named and categorized your connection, you will use the Data Elements section to choose the CEDS elements necessary for meeting the requirements of the particular question, metric, or policy item you are detailing.
Elements can be organized under data labels of your choosing. You might, for example, choose to group elements as identifying elements and reporting elements, or you might group elements based on some other criteria. The way you group elements is your choice. You should group them in the way that makes the most sense for you and for the particular topic you are detailing. To add a data label, click Add Data Label and fill in the blank field with the label's name. You may add as many data labels as you like. Now that you have added data labels, the next step is to add elements beneath each label. To add CEDS elements, select the button labeled Choose CEDS Elements beneath a particular data label. The CEDS Domain Entity Schema appears. You can filter by domain and search for a particular element using keywords in the search field. Or you can use the drop-down menu to expand the folders to narrow in on the particular CEDS element you would like to add. To see more information on a particular CEDS element, simply click on the element's name. The Element Details window appears, listing the element's definition, format, option set, and other information. Click Close to return to the Domain Entity Schema. When you have decided that you would like to add particular elements, just check the boxes to the left of the element's names. When you are finished selecting elements, click Save and Close at the top of the window. You now see the CEDS elements you selected beneath the data label. If you need a certain element for this connection which cannot be found in CEDS, click the button labeled Define Elements Not in CEDS beneath a particular data label. On the screen that appears, you should complete as many fields as possible about the element, though element name is the only mandatory field. Use the Element Definition field to provide the definition. Use the Data Type field to specify what kind of data this element collects, for example, numeric or date. Use the Length field to note the length of the data collected by this element. Finally, if the element contains an option set or valid values, list them in the table below. For example, if an element had an option set of M and F for male and female, we would list M in the option column and male in the definition column. Next, click Add and enter the information for the female code.
When you have entered all the information you wish for this element, click Save and Close to return to the Modify Connection page.
You now see the element you just added beneath the data label. If you would like to edit that element's information, click the pencil and paper icon to do so. Each data label must contain at least one element. To remove a data label, just click the Remove button and confirm the removal by selecting OK. To remove a particular element from a data label, click the red X to the right of the element name and confirm by selecting OK. To review a CEDS element's details, simply click the element's name to see the element information page.
This section explains how to add analysis recommendations and related connections to a connection in the CEDS Connect tool.
After you have finished adding elements in the Data Elements section, scroll down to the Analysis Recommendations. In this part of the connection, you can add business rules or additional guidance to explain particular nuances of how you report the data. To add information, click Add a Subsection. Give the subsection a header by completing the field called Subsection Label. For ideas about analysis recommendations you might include, click the button labeled Show Suggestions. If you want to include one of the suggested analysis recommendations, select the radio button next to the suggestion you like and click Select. The subsection label field is now populated with the suggested analysis recommendation title. Next, enter your desired recommendations in the text field below the subsection label. You can use the editing toolbar above the text field to format text, add bulleted or numbered lists, change the indentation, insert hyperlinks and images, or preview the text before saving. You can also use the undo and redo buttons to cancel any changes you have made. The drop-down menus above the editing toolbar offer more options for changing your text. You can insert additional subsections by clicking Add a Subsection. Below the analysis recommendations, you will find the Related Connections section.
If the connection you are creating is closely related to one or more shared CEDS connections, you can use this feature to link them. Just use the purple drop-down menu to select specific categories.
After you have selected the desired categories, click on the search icon. A list of related descriptors will appear below. Click on a descriptor to see any connections tagged with that descriptor. Scroll down and place a check mark next to the desired connections. You can always remove related connections later, or add more. We will now discuss how to add references and comments to a connection.
Just beneath Related Connections is the Related References area. Use this space to add supporting documentation or source material for your connection. For example, you might add a link to a published report or business rules document that is directly relevant to your connection. To do this, simply click Add a Reference. Specify the reference's title, source, and link using the provided fields and select Save and Close. Your reference is now displayed. To edit a reference, select the pencil and paper icon to its right. To delete a reference, click on the red X next to it and confirm the removal by selecting OK. The final part of the connection is the author's comments and additional information field. Use this section to add any supplementary information that you wish. You might, for example, want to make a general comment that did not fit logically into the analysis recommendations above. When you have completed all desired components of your connection, click Save to save your work. It is best to save your work frequently while building a connection. You do not need to complete the entire connection before saving. As long as you save the connection, you can return later to resume your work. This completes Part 2 of Connect Module 1, Creating a Connection Manually. You now understand how to create and build a CEDS connection.
For more information on how to manage connections, share connections, or explore the other dynamic capabilities of the Connect tool, please view the other Connect tutorials available on the CEDS website.